Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn some interesting concepts concerning English grammar. Please pause the video every time needed in order to take notes and avoid getting lost. Ready? Well, first of all, we would like you to look at the following sentences and say what words are playing the role of subject.
Could you identify the subjects in each sentence? Fantastic! Now look at the next sentences and say what words are playing the role of object or complement.
Easy or easy? Well, if you have some doubts about the answers, you had better pay close attention to the following information and remember to pause the video to take notes. Let's take a look at the following sentences. Here we have:
The words in bold are playing the role of subject in each sentence, and
the words in bold in these sentences are playing the role of object or complement. But why?
well, the groups of words in bold in each sentence are called noun clauses. Noun clauses are dependent clauses that perform the same function that regular nouns do. Noun clauses begin with that, question word, or whether, or if. They can be
Subjects, objects, adjective complements, and subject complements.
And how can you recognize the type of noun clause? Here are some clues. When you see that a sentence starts with a clause that starts with one of the words mentioned above, immediately you know it's a subject noun clause. Example: that Joe had got a good sense of humor is obvious. Whether you understand is questionable. What I want to eat is an apple pie.
Now, ask for the what of the verb in each sentence and you'll find a noun clause of the sentence.
In the sentence, that Joe has got a good sense of humor is obvious. What is obvious? That Joe has got a good sense of humor.
Now the second sentence. Whether you understand is questionable. What is questionable? Whether you understand.
And finally, what I want to eat is an apple pie. What is an apple pie? What I want to eat.
Now, when you find a noun clause after any verb but to be, it's an object noun clause. Examples: I don't even know if she's from around here. I have no idea what she meant. We don't know if she got the job. Ask for the what of each verb and you'll find a noun clause.
In a sentence where you have the verb to be plus adjective plus noun clause is an adjective complement noun clause. For instance, it's difficult to say if his plan will work. It's odd that you laugh so little. It is clear that laughter involves an emotion.
It's your turn to ask for the what of the verb and find a noun clause.
And when the sentence has the verb to be and is not followed by an adjective, then it's a subject complement noun clause. The question is whether people will laugh. The issue is if she needs such costly gifts. The problem was that the car was so expensive.
Now ask for the what of the verbs. Notes.
That can be omitted when it introduces an object noun clause or a complement noun clause, especially in speaking.
When that introduces a subject noun clause, it's never omitted.
The fact that is sometimes used in place of that in subject noun clauses. The fact that must be used in place of that in noun clauses that are objects of prepositions.
A question that is changed to a noun clause is called an embedded question. We use statement word order in embedded questions, not question word order.
An embedded question can occur within a statement or within another question. an embedded question within a statement is followed by a period. An embedded question within another question is followed by a question mark.
The subject of an embedded WH question takes a singular verb.
Note that if and whether are similar in meaning and can often be used interchangeably. Do not use if to introduce a subject-noun clause.
With this information, now you can answer correctly the first questions.
What words are playing the role of subject in these sentences?
Now, what words are playing the role of object or complement in these sentences? Watch! If you need some rest to continue, please take it right now, pausing the video since we are going to the next topic. Ready? Go ahead.
Look carefully at these sentences and say what words are playing the role of adjective in each one. Was it easy? Well, in order to be sure about the answer you have got, let's know something about this type of group of words. As you know, an adjective is a word that qualifies a noun or a pronoun. In the former sentences, there are more than one word per sentence that qualify the nouns and pronouns. This group of words are called adjective clauses. An adjective clause is a dependent clause that modifies a noun or a pronoun in a main clause.
An adjective clause often begins with a relative pronoun, such as who, whom, which, or that. It can also begin with those, when, or where. The word that begins an adjective clause usually comes directly after the noun or pronoun that the clause modifies.
Notes.
A sentence with an adjective clause can be seen as a combination of two sentences. For instance, John is a man, plus he works hard. Now we have John is a man who works hard.
Mary is interesting, plus I like her a lot. And we have Mary, whom I like a lot, is interesting.
An adjective clause can occur after a main clause or inside a main clause. Examples: Andrea is a woman whom I respect. The house that I bought is in the suburbs.
To refer to people, use who and that as the subjects of verbs in adjective clauses.
To refer to people, use who, whom, and that as the objects of verbs in adjective clauses.
To refer to things, use which and that as the subjects of verbs in adjective clauses.
To refer to things, use which and that as the objects of verbs in adjective clauses.
Use whose to introduce an adjective clause that indicates possession. We use whose to replace his, her, its, their, plus noun. Whose can modify people or things. For instance, Ken is the man plus we met his wife. Now we have Ken is the man whose wife we met.
It's a theory. Plus, its origins go back lots of years. And we have it's a theory whose origins go back lots of years.
You can use where to introduce an adjective clause that modifies a noun place. Where replace the word there. For example, this is a restaurant plus we ate there. Now we have this is the restaurant where we ate.
Attention! Use where only if you can restate the location with the word there. Do not use an adjective clause with where if the location cannot be stated in this way.
You can use when or that to begin an adjective clause that modifies a noun of time. You can omit when and that in this type of adjective clause.
An adjective clause that distinguishes one person or thing from another is called identifying or essential. A clause is not enclosed in commas.
An adjective clause that adds extra information but does not distinguish one person or thing from another is called non-identifying or non-essential. The clause is enclosed in commas.
You can omit relative pronouns only in identifying adjective clauses. You cannot omit relative pronouns in a non-identifying adjective clause.
You can use which informally to refer to an entire previous idea. In formal writing and speech, use a noun at the beginning of a which clause.
With this information, now you can answer correctly the first questions. What words are playing the role of adjective in each sentence?
In this video, we use the discovery teaching technique, which consists of making a student to think of possible answers to some questions, based on what they know, and then talking about the topic in order to know the correct answers.
This is it. Thank you for watching.